It's Sanctity of Life Day in Texas. It's June 24th, 2024, and these are your headlines. On the second anniversary of the Supreme Court's decision to return the decision of abortion back to the states, pro-life advocates are celebrating Sanctity of Life Day. On June 24th, 2022, just 2 years ago, the Supreme Court of the United States ruled in Dobbs v. Jackson that there is no constitutional right to an abortion, overturning decades-long precedent set by Roe v. Wade. As a result, most abortions became illegal in Texas under a previously passed trigger law that outlawed abortion if Roe v. Wade was overturned. In response, the Office of the Attorney General in Texas closed its offices at noon that day as a memorial to the millions of children who were aborted during the 49 years the Roe decision stood. The Office of the Attorney General continued this tradition in 2023, celebrating the first anniversary of the end of Roe v. Wade. Attorney General Ken Paxton said the legacy wrought by Roe v. Wade and other illegitimate partisan judicial decisions directly led to the deaths of an estimated 70 million children. Following the overturning of that disastrous legal precedent, he said, I instituted the Sanctity of Life Day within the OAG to serve as a day of remembrance and celebration of the progress we have made in protecting innocent life. However, while he emphasized that progress has been made, there's still more work to be done. He said the Biden administration continues to use unlawful agency regulations and other levers of power to force states to institute its radical abortion agenda, even when it violates state laws. I will never stop defending the sanctity of life against these unconstitutional attempts to undermine Texas's life-affirming laws. Dr. John Seago, the president of Texas Right to Life, called Roe v. Wade the court's worst decision in the nation's history. The Republican Party of Texas echoed those sentiments in a statement celebrating the anniversary. They said, 2 years ago today, June 24th, 2022, became a historic day for the pro-life movement and the Texas Republican Party. Pro-life advocates worked for a generation to reverse one of the most unjust, damaging, and plainly incorrect judicial decisions in our nation's history. The Democrat Party of Texas's platform, meanwhile, maintains that they will, quote, fight for the human right to an abortion. Trustees at Keller Independent School District unanimously passed a resolution rejecting the Biden administration's recent rewrite of Title IX, the federal civil rights law designed to protect women from discrimination, sex-based discrimination, in education. A federal court already had struck down the 1,500-page revision, which added gender identity as one of those protected classes. Biden's new interpretation of the law would have undermined Title IX's protections for girls in K-12 schools by mandating compliance with radical gender ideology, forcing schools to allow boys into girls' facilities and activities. Schools that refused were threatened with the loss of federal education funding. Keller ISD trustee Chris Coker called the rewrite extreme government overreach and said he was extremely happy to sign the resolution protecting women. It confirms that Keller ISD will ensure women and girls are not sidelined or their safety jeopardized to validate the feelings and identity of males. It also says they will protect female sports, restrooms, locker rooms, and other sex-specific places, and they will not implement or consider any policy or procedural changes that would disenfranchise female students. The resolution was approved 6-0.
America is at a crossroads. Now, more than ever, Texas must step up and lead the country. We don't have time to mess around. The only way to save America is with a strong Texas. You and I know this, but so do the enemies of life and liberty. Therefore, you and I have no choice but to stand up and fight. I'm Sarah Gonzalez, and to the enemies of liberty, I say, come and take it.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection has finally released the numbers of border encounters during May. It seems like it gets later and later every month. Last week, the U.S. Border Patrol said they had recorded 117,900 encounters at the southwest border ports of entry. Additionally, the CBP's Office of Field Operations recorded over 52,800 encounters at southwest border ports of entry in May. According to CBP data and statistics, the total number of encounters along the southwest land border is 1.69 million for fiscal year 2024, which began in October of 2023. Last month's 170,723 encounters were the lowest numbers for May in the past few years. In May of 2021, there were 180,000 encounters. In May of 2022, there were 241,000. In May of 2023, that number was 206,000. However, while the number reported of encounters along the southwest border continues to trend downwards, other numbers are climbing. For example, the number of Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans admitted into the country via parole has risen by nearly 30,000 since the prior month of April. And the total number was 434,800. That number swelled to 462,000 just a month later. Earlier this month, the Biden administration announced the launch of a parole-in-place program for illegal aliens already married to U.S. citizens. According to Governor Greg Abbott, the new system is the administration's way of pandering to the American people in order to save his plummeting approval rating. For more of today's stories, go to TexasScorecard.com.